is Chris, and welcome back to MacManiac Recaps and Predictions, continuing on with our Survivor podcast series with my good friend, Gocubs711. Here comes the story.
You know me so well.
Jesus, fuck.
Mr. President, I've divided the population just like you asked. Perfect. Into 10 groups? Yes, Mr. President. Wonderful. Now, I want you to wipe the memories of groups 1 through 8. Leave group 9 alone and wipe group 10. But, sir, the group 9 is kids that are born between 1990 and 1999. Why aren't you erasing their memory? The president stands up out of his chair, walks over towards the window. Only 90s kids will remember this.
God fucking damn it. I'm done. No! Screw the show. I'm done.
We're ending the show?
I'm done. I'm done. Show's canceled. Oh, God. That was god-awful. Oh. Jesus.
I found that online.
I feel like I need to take 3 consecutive showers after that.
I found that online, and my first thought was, I need to tell this to Chris.
Yes. Jesus. God damn. Okay. Anywho, welcome to Survivor Recap once again, courtesy of Gordon Holmes and the Comcast and the .net website. So, last week was anything but eventful.
Yeah.
It was not eventful at all. I'm really hoping that turns around, and reason I mostly say that because we have both of our predictions are pretty much at the bottom of the totem pole. So
we're good at this.
Yeah, we're great at this, man. We were discussing though, because there's quite a few people that we do have in mind if we were to kind of change our prediction now, but we're not going to until it's official that Joe and Jen get fucked over.
Right.
So
Bound to happen eventually.
Yeah, well, it happens to everyone. It happens to everyone ultimately. So let's go ahead and it all kicks off. The evening festivities kick off at America Beach after Jen's.
I still can't fucking believe this.
After Jen's big idol move, Ronnie takes Will aside and assures him that they have Carolyn and Tyler in their alliance. The plan is to stick with Mike and company until the no-callers and Shireen are gone.
Right.
So, what I think with what he just did there, is gonna make such an interesting storyline. The fact that Ronnie, probably the most hated guy on Survivor right now, and Will, and I wouldn't say Will's necessarily likable by everyone, but he's a pretty nice guy.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. And forming this duo that could potentially go to the end, it'll be very interesting. So meanwhile, Mike gives Jen props for her savvy maneuver. I always said the manure for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. Jen doesn't feel bad for sending Kelly home. In fact, she wants to annoy the blue collar some more, so she's devious. And she might not necessarily be the person that is considering future jurors. So that's, if you're gonna just annoy people, then you're not really looking for votes.
No.
At that point. So next morning, Shireen and by the way, I was kind of surprised. The merge, usually when the merge initially happens, Kelly or whoever gets eliminated first is usually the first.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Kelly was not the first member. Haley, fuck, I swelled it. Whatever, it's okay.
God damn it, Chris.
It's okay. We have to go through the recap anyway. So I mean, most of the people that watched this probably have watched Survivor already. But that means that the person that's been eliminated tonight or during this episode is the first member, and I was surprised about that because I was just kind of like, doesn't that mean, I feel like that they had 12, didn't they? 12 people initially. So if they cut it down to 3, that would be 9 people on the jury. That would make it an uneven vote. That would be perfect.
All the thing is with 9 people voting for 3 people, between three people, there's still a chance it could tie because you could get like
3-3-3.
four. No, not well, yeah, 3-3-3, but also like 4-4 and well, 4-4 and
Well,
one.
regardless, in any
Right.
situation, it can tie, but it's least likely to tie if it was like an uneven or an odd number. So my theory is we're looking at a final two. That's what I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think that it'll be a final two.
I still don't get why Kelly wasn't the first. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So the next morning, Shireen and Ronnie are debating over how much of the leftover merge food they should be eating. Man, there's some exciting stuff on Survivor. Ronnie tells us that when he gets frustrated, he goes out and punches trees.
Yeah, I mean that's the only logical thing to do in that situation.
You just punch trees.
Yeah,
You just be like, fuck nature.
I don't see what the problem is there, Chris.
Yeah. I really don't. I mean, you know what? I usually do when I get angry? I just headbutt the wall and then form a really nice hole in my wall so that way I could store interesting things in there so that way no one can find them.
Or you know what else you could do with that hole?
Why am I scared about this answer?
Okay, that's not what I was going to say.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
Make a shrine dedicated to Drake Bell.
With the okay, if that's your thing, just headbutting. Is that a reference to something and I just not getting, or is
no?
I don't know what's happening anymore. All right,
just keep going.
All right, so they then go and get into a weird fight over peeling the skin off a salami. I'm not even gonna read that scene.
No,
okay, moving on. The players will walk across. Okay, so this is the reward challenge now. So the players will walk across a balance beam while untying bags of puzzle pieces. The first 3 people to retrieve all of their bags will have a chance to complete a puzzle. First person to complete the puzzle wins a zipline trip and a pizza picnic.
Pizza.
And then Probe says that sounds like fun. And so, yep, it does.
Pizza's always fun.
Yeah, pizza's always delicious. The challenge starts, and Shireen has a pretty epic wipeout. Maybe if she had more salami skin in her system, it'd help her stay balanced. God damn it, Gordon. To nobody's surprise, Joe dominates the first part of the challenge. He's the first one to advance to the final round. And then he is joined by
of course
Mike and Haley. And not much to describe in the puzzle portion, except for puzzle piece arranging. Joe manages to win it in the end.
Mike was fucking up, and then he was doing well, and then he fucked up again, and yeah.
It was like Mike fell out of it, and then he's back in it, and then he fell out of it again. And Joe wins. Is this his 3rd consecutive challenge or second?
At this point, it's his second because he won the immunity challenge from the last one, and then this reward challenge.
Was the reward challenge last? Was there a reward challenge last episode or no? I don't think so. Because they had like the whole meal thing. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. All right. So Joe gets to take some folks with him. So he chooses Will, Carolyn, and Tyler. So the reason why my theory, because this wasn't really explained, but the theory that I have is that Will, Carolyn, and Tyler were just taken with Joe because they are all of Ronnie's scheming partners.
Right.
Although I do want to mention something about wait till the end regarding Will's status with his no-collar tribe.
Okay.
Because I felt like that was a little questionable. So then Probst lets Joe take a 5th person, and Ronnie wants it to be him. And however, Joe thinks he eats enough already. And
I thought Ronnie took him out. Took himself out.
No. No. He said Ronnie wanted it to be him, and then Joe was like, no, he eats enough already at camp, and he's not really amused by that accusation. And then Dan and Shireen both think that they should go because they are #1 super fans, yo.
Oh my god, that was the most annoying thing.
Number one, number. I always like determine that for the most part, whenever there's a crazy ass super fan on the show, they're always the most annoying.
I know.
Like sometimes I mean, we do get some super fans that are smart and that you like them, like Spencer. But then you get Max, Shireen, and Dan all in one season, and it makes you want to pop your.
I mean, I feel like that you need to be a big enough fan of Survivor to even apply to go on the show in the first place. So pretty much anyone on that show is going to be a fan.
Yeah.
You're not some special snowflake.
Well, actually, you'd be surprised. With Big Brother, they sometimes go to bars and just randomly pull people.
Really?
So I don't think Survivor's much different. I think some people what the CBS casting people do is that they go around and they find people like in some of these random locations and they ask them, do you want to be part of Survivor? Or because they want those big personalities. Sometimes the people that not enough people with big personalities try out for the show.
That's true.
So that was an interesting fact that I found out through with when I watched Big Brother, because last season Caleb, he did not watch Big Brother at all. And he lost a pretty long time. He was originally wanting to be on, I think it was either The Amazing Race, and I think he also wanted to be on Survivor. But I don't think he ever was really interested in Big Brother up until he got in. So.
Yeah, and then look how that turned out.
He was there for a while. He was there for quite some time.
Decently far.
Creepy ass motherfucker. Alright, so...
Characters of the season, I'd say.
So, at the picnic... Joe chooses Shireen, by the way. We kind of went off topic with the superfan thing.
Right.
And at the picnic, Joe notices that there's an idol clue in Carolyn's soda. That doesn't seem sanitary. He says he's thirsty, and she hands him her soda without knowing. So then Joe chugs the whole bottle and puts the clue in his mouth. However... Tyler saw it, and so now Tyler's just like, "Yeah, you."
Very good observation skills.
I saw you do that, man. I saw you do it. He didn't actually call him out in front of everyone. He kind of wanted he wanted to use it to his own advantage so he could get closer to Joe, and that he could weigh his options. Tyler, he seems very skilled at Survivor, but not skilled with his 7 football teams.
Nope.
So back at camp, Joe shares the information with Tyler.
Not his forte.
Yeah, not his forte. Joe shares the information with Tyler. Mike knows something is awry and follows them.
Awry.
I'm sorry. And before they have a chance to start searching, Mike approaches them to break them up. So I thought this was also very interesting with Mike. He's also seems very observant and very like on edge for the most part, but it kind of keeps him up there. So then it's a mad dash to find Joe before he finds the idol, which was probably the most exciting part of the episode, was just everyone trying to hunt him down. Mike watches Joe for a while, but he doesn't see him find anything, and Mike wants to put a bigger target on Joe's back. So he congratulates Joe on finding it in front of everyone. I thought this was so smart. In my opinion, I think that was so smart.
Yeah, that was a very interesting move.
There's just something about it that was just like, no matter how much he's gonna deny it, no one that's on Mike's side is gonna trust Joe.
No one could believe him.
And that's essentially gonna dig Joe into a bigger hole. And Mike is basically putting the nails in Joe's coffin, and it's very interesting to watch. So then next up, scene with Dan. This is probably one of the most infamous scenes of Survivor thus far, in terms of Dan. This is why Dan's gonna be memorable, because I mean, he wanted to be. So Dan calls Shireen out for being one of Joe's minions and being on the short end of the numbers. She claims that Dan doesn't appreciate what she's trying to do. He then tells us that he wishes someone would slap her because she is so annoying.
Yeah.
And then Dan then says that calling Shireen out was his way of being nice. I mean, I don't really see that as being...
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, there could have been meaner things that you could have done, but doesn't necessarily mean you were being nice.
Now, I don't...
Still a bit of an S.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of lines that he said that are not mentioned in this review here. But as far as I know, he was essentially saying, you know, there's the people that are going to be in the majority with the alliances, and that'll help them go through the game. And there's the people that are on that are on the other side of it that are annoying and loud. That's you. Yep. That's essentially what Dan said. Dan can't keep his fucking mouth shut, as he said earlier, and I agreed. I thought the whole exchange was really not good at all. I did not like it. I did not like that conversation. He was right in some instances, but he was really just mean a lot. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on just that in general?
Not really.
He's just a dick.
Just you pretty much said it all.
Yeah. So, away from the unpleasantness, Mike is on a hardcore idol hunt. After what seems like months, he finally finds it. He celebrates with a hilarious happy dance, but he's also so upset because, or that he wasn't upset, but he just broke down in tears because he was just so stressful. He wanted to find it. I gotta say, there's things you don't like about Mike, and there's a lot of things that can be said about Mike that, you know, how annoying he was with the hard-working thing. That was obnoxious as hell. But there's a lot to be said about Mike that he has not been mean to anyone except for with the work thing, and that he's really trying to play the game to the best of his ability. He's become a leader, and he's become very respected. That's something that I really like about Mike. So I don't know. For me, he looks like a really strong player. He's got to end up getting taken out somehow, but I see a lot of potential for him in the game going forward.
I'm predicting he's probably going to go to at least like Final 6, Final 5.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the whole blue colors are going to win the game thing that Lindsay predicted a while back. I feel like that's somehow going to become true. I feel like if anyone's going to win it, it's going to end up being Mike, because he's been really playing the game hard.
Yeah.
So, definitely interesting. So now he has the idol, and is away from Joe. The other idol's in Carolyn's hands, so that's pretty interesting. So now we're going into the immunity challenge. So players will have to maneuver a puzzle piece through 3 different mazes. Then they'll place the piece in a slide puzzle. The first person to complete the slide puzzle wins immunity. Very, very simple, basic challenge for the immunity.
Yeah, I really liked it though.
I liked it. I just thought it was very simplistic for like a big immunity challenge, which it kind of was. Before the challenge gets underway, Shireen is very excited to have an all-puzzle challenge, and she also points out that she's a super fan.
Oh my god! No way!
Would never have guessed.
No way!
And then she's like doing this thing with her arms that's just kind of like, I have to keep it contained in here, like her energy level. I have to keep it contained. And she just kind of like she brings her arms in and then like brings it into her chest. And like,
god, yeah.
And then Jeff Probst is like imitating her. He's like, you have to keep it.
That's sign number 1 of an insane individual right there. That brought back some stuff I was trying to repress.
Oh my god. It's absolutely insane. It was just one of those...
Onto the challenge.
Yeah, it was just one of those really weird, quirky moments. So the challenge starts, and there isn't much to describe except for Ronnie being bad. at all. Just that's really it.
No, Rodney was shit terrible at that challenge. Like, not.
No joke.
He couldn't.
Joe and Shireen are the first two to the slide puzzle, but Mike, Tyler, Sierra, and pretty much everyone except Rodney and Haley are right behind them. Twice, Dan thinks he has the right answer.
Yep. Oh my god.
That was Dan, one of the funniest things. I How is a good question.
Yeah, like it seems like you can only like. Well, could you even read it?
Couldn't even read it.
Couldn't even read it. Like it's right there in front of you. The answer as to whether or not you solved the puzzle correctly is right there. You clearly didn't solve it right. It's frustrating, Chris.
I agree with you. I don't know how he could think that it was right, and yet you cannot even read what it says. I think he just.
And then he did it a second time.
And he did it. The fact that he did it twice just shocks me. And then I finally, after he's way off with both of his guesses, the man himself, who possibly could have won this challenge. Oh, that's right, the guy who's been winning this entire time.
Third time in a row.
Joe is third time in a row, which makes me really happy that he's winning and staying safe, but it makes me very scared because I'm pretty sure he's going to be out.
Everyone's gunning after him.
Any day now. Unless someone decides to flip. And I feel like if they're going to keep this season interesting, I really hope it happens next episode. So something amazing happens and someone just flips towards him and they're like, yeah, I'm going to work with you to the end. Just to see what happens. So before we head off to commercial, Rodney thinks they'd be better in shape if his bash bro Joaquin was still there. Near, far, wherever you. God damn it. I like how you're just not responding to me at all during that.
If I knew the song, I'd be sitting in the lawn, but...
that was Titanic. You don't know that?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't seen Titanic.
Really? Well, I mean, there
are a lot of like really like classic movies that I haven't seen.
Well, me too. But like the thing about Titanic, though, I think it's the most famous thing about it was the Celine Dion song.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's like Joaquin has just, his bromance has just sunk off into the sea thanks to the evil iceberg that is Mike.
Bruh.
That's deep shit.
Yeah.
It's deep shit. Alright.
Back at camp.
Shireen says she isn't concerned because everyone thinks she's weak. Famous last words.
Right.
I do think that people are going to keep her around. I think that people...
Because she's easy to beat.
Right. And I feel like people think that,
just like Victoria from...
Big Brother, yeah.
Big Brother.
I think that with... everyone is just so annoyed with her and they want to get her out. But she's so weak in challenges.
And easy to beat, and yeah.
Yeah, and that there is no way at all that she's going to end up getting immunity anytime soon. Except if she finds an idol, but both idols are already found. So that's okay.
Kind of hard to do that.
Right. So, but sure enough, Shireen is the target. But however, Mike smartly thinks that Shireen can't win, and they should target Haley, who got really close to winning the reward challenge. So meanwhile, Sierra is interested in a ladies' alliance, and she wants to target Dan. Which I was like, please get this guy out, please.
Yeah.
So then that night, tribal council, Sierra says that she can go with whichever alliance she wants, and her alliance must love to hear that. Mike knows what he's doing tonight, and some pizza wouldn't sway him. Dan expects bombs to drop. He just hopes they don't drop on him. He then says that flippers never win. I don't think that's really true.
Not necessarily true. I mean, like, the most famous flipper that I can think of is Cochran. And Cochran flipped, and he didn't win that season, but he did come back in another season and won that season. So maybe not in this season, but next one, you'll win.
Shireen, the Survivor Encyclopedia, then cites times when flippers have won. So, just in case we need that information, Shireen had it for us at that moment.
Yeah, okay.
Haley says the colonists were flipping and they won independence, which I thought was the best reference ever, because I was just like, this is America tribe, and like Dan's just like, flippers never win, but
America's like flipping on themselves, man. The Civil War, not the Revolutionary War.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. The South flipped on the North,
fuck, man.
But no, but the South flipped on the North, but the North still won. So that's an instance of flippers not winning.
What?
All right, so Stoner Matt's just gonna be sitting back now, just trying to contemplate life right now. So Mike votes for Haley, Shireen votes for Dan, and no other votes are shown. And then they tally the votes, they return. We get one vote for Dan, a vote for Haley, a vote for Dan, a vote for Haley, a vote for Dan, a vote for Haley, a vote for Dan, and then 2 votes for Haley. And then,
bye, Haley.
Haley is gone. I'm very sad.
I'm sad. I liked Haley.
I liked her. I thought that she was going to become a very strong player in the game, but sadly, that just was not the case.
I'm sorry if you heard my TV turning off.
It's quite all right. So it's 7-3, and the dominant alliance all have the idols. And
that's reassuring.
I'm really hoping that the obvious boots don't happen. I really am hoping that the going forward that we get some surprises, but that's not what we're predicting tonight.
Yeah, that being said, my vote to go home is Joe. Because I think that he's won 3 times in a row. It's going to be hard for him to win again, I think, and he's such a big threat that they're going to try to take him off.
And my vote is Jen, but I don't think that she's necessarily going to be out in the tribal council. I think that there's foreshadowing in
about that.
Previews that she might actually just quit the game. But regardless, whether it's in tribal council or not, I believe that she will not be in the following week. I think that she will be gone. Which, again, for Jen and Joe, we like them both. We want them to stay. There are choices for winning.
Right.
And it would be very interesting if Jen and Joe both get eliminated in the next episode.
That would suck.
It would suck, but then that would be a new slate for both of us to pick new winners. It'd be very, very interesting. Okay, so real quick, before we leave, I wanted to make my note about Will. So I was watching the Ponderosa video on Haley.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was watching her talk about what happened. And she arrives at the house and she gets alcohol and she puts a cheers to the camera. She says to Jen, Will, and Joe, I hope you guys win. And she drinks. Then, for me, that just strikes fear within me because I just realized, do they know that Will has flipped?
Man, that's I mean they have to know now. Because of the number of votes that were cast for Dan. But
right. But do they realize that?
Yeah, man. If they don't, then
Because, like, this entire time they think that Will's on the side, but really Will's been working the other side of the coin. I mean, I think Will's playing smart, though. Because Will... Think about Will's that... You might hate him because he jumped from the no-color tribe to all the other tribes, and he did not stay loyal to them. But he's been on the bottom since day one of that tribe. He was a weak person... And the minute they lost, he was going to be... He was in their mind for getting them voted out. Specifically Vince. Vince ended up getting eliminated. And then it was going to be between Will and Nina the next week that they got lost. And then Nina ended up going home. But Will was getting fucked. He was at the bottom of that tribe. So regardless of the merge, regardless of the two separate tribes or whatever, he was always on the bottom. So why not be on the bottom when there's a majority? Rather than be on the bottom while there is the few tribe, you know? That I just thought that was a very interesting note, to say the least. But...
Alright, that's it.
That is it. What do you have to say for yourself, Go Cubs? Anything interesting?
Well, right now the Cubs are currently in first place in the National League Central Division, so, I mean...
Hey, there's hope there.
No, this is actually a really big fucking deal, because, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not denying it. I am not denying it.
Go Cubs!
Mets are in second, too. So.
Go Cubs! And the best part is the Cardinals aren't in second. The Cardinals are in third. Fuck the Cardinals.
Well,
just kidding. Go. Fucking birds is not recommended. It's against the law. It's called bestiality. It's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
Don't have sex with birds.
That's the moral of the story. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Let's hope the next week is actually interesting. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bird sex.
Bye-bye.